All right, well, let's do this again. So I just found this property on Crexi. I also was looking at the OM just before. It looks like Bill Bellamy is the listing agent here. So jumping into the quick analysis tool. Let's throw that OM in here, in which case we'll just throw that right now. Security Storage Plus. It's going to take about 30 to 40 seconds for us to upload this, so I will see you on the other side. Okay, so I just dropped in that OM. It extracted this information. As always, I'll show you exactly where it found that information. So it found the name of the project, the asset type, which is self-storage, of course, the total units, 1, 2, 3, as well as the net rentable square foot. Cool. I guess I can show you. It found the address as well. All right, moving forward, let's get into the acquisition. So this particular property has an asking price of, drumroll, 1.15. Okay, so I want to look at this project in particular and say, do I need renovations? Do I need to expect some rehab costs or capex? So it says here that it has this. Yes. Okay. It was built in 1990 and expanded in 2022. Consists of 34 climate storage units and 85 non-climate. Interesting. Also has 2,000 square feet of on-site shop that is leased year to year to a boutique shop. Physical occupancy is 87. All right, so I'm going to say that considering that some of the units were built in 1990, I'd probably want to figure something out there in the underwriting. Also, I see here there's no gutters. I don't like that. I know that there's some gravel here, which, with no gutters, it doesn't look like they're gutters. Maybe these ones are guttered. There's some indoor stuff, exposed spray foam insulation. Okay, and in the older units, it looks like there's no gutters. So maybe the new ones, I'm not sure. Someone will have to tell me if these ones are with gutters and then the older ones aren't. But anyway, I'd probably want to underwrite this with about 30,000 of capex just in case, because it was built quite a long time ago. There's also exposed gravel, which we see here on some, and then some concrete, which I'd like to see either concrete or pavement across the entire thing. Working capital, I'm going to put about, it's a small facility, so I'm not too worried about that, but maybe 15,000, and then closing costs of around 5%. Cap rate, based on what I'm seeing here of this market, it's pretty far away from everything that's kind of going on. So yeah, as we see here, Beaumont is over here. There's not much. There's no other storage facilities that we can see. There is no other, maybe Walmart or Starbucks or something like that. So I'm going to put a 10 cap for now. Again, the quick analysis tool is really just built for a quick analysis, as it suggests. The total annual potential income, let's see here. It says it found it there. 167,232, perfect. Economic vacancy, 29,005, perfect. The expenses annually are 67. Okay, I'm going to underwrite this at a 2% capex as well as a 5% revenue growth and a 4% expense growth. I'm not going to put an optimized plan quite yet on stabilization because I want to know what this property is worth just today if I were to buy this with their purchase price. Okay, so the loan amount, I'm going to underwrite this at about 70%, or at exactly 70% rather. The interest rate, I see 6.41. That's based on the Fed fund. And then our amortization, I'm going to put at 30%. Okay, holding period 10 years, cap rate at exit, I'm going to put at a little bit lower, closing costs at 4%, let's say. Okay, my criteria, as you may already know if you've watched some of my other videos, I like a 13% IRR and at least a minimum of 2.5 equity multiple. Let's see if this hits my results. No, it does not. Okay, so at its current purchase price of 1.15 or asking price, it is hitting a 6% IRR. So it's not too off, down just a little bit and hit my IRR minimum, as well as my cash on cash. My equity multiple is not hitting. So in order for me to make that happen, I would need quite a significant difference in the purchase price, but definitely not non-negotiable. And then if we look at our reviews of this property, we can see, okay, instance of being locked out a day before requested. So maybe a little bit of management issues, not climate controlled. So I did see some climate controlled in the OM. So this might be an old set of reviews that it's kind of pulling out from as well. But I've seen this a couple times in properties, and one thing when they make that mention, also the climate control didn't look super young and newly built. So one thing that I could say there is that there's probably a demand for higher climate controlled square footage. So there's maybe an opportunity for expansion there. And then, yeah, another negative review highlighting significant issues with access. So I'd want to ask questions about that. But at our current cap rate of 10%, we see that the value is about 705 compared to that potential purchase price of 850, but its current asking price of 1.15. We see that the yearly cash flow continues to go up, not crazy amounts. And then we see that at year 10, we are including the sale in this particular instance, but if we don't, we're seeing some increase in net worth that's relatively good. We can also go into return on investment, return on equity, and return on cost. What's my total profit? Okay, so yeah, total profit 277,000 after 10 years. Not great. I could definitely get better than that somewhere else. So just quickly, that was my quick analysis. I'd love to create an LOI at this potential new purchase price, because if we change this purchase price to 850, for example, save those changes and go back to my analysis. Let's see how that changes things. Yeah, big difference. What's my total profit at the end? 724,000 after the end of 10 years. And I'd be able to break even by year 9, which would be great because even before exit, I could break even. That would make more sense to me. All right, I'm going to copy this, send it off to you guys in the comments below. Hope you enjoyed this. I'm looking forward to you creating your own quick analysis. Feel free to visit trycactus.com and I'll give you 7 days free. Have a good one.